Right. So what we have here is we're going to be taking a look at a patient that comes in the door. It could be a new patient, an existing patient, and we're going to be adding the insurance to this patient. So obviously you want to make sure you have the correct patient selected, and then we're going to go right up here to add insurance. Once we click on that, they're going to ask, is the patient the subscriber? So if it's if it's the wife's insurance, then you would enter her with her insurance and then add the patient. But in this case, we're going to say yes, the patient is the subscriber. It's going to have select insurance plan, and this will basically be plans that this patient or family have used in the past. In this case, we're just going to go with new plan. A lot of times, if it's new patient, this will be blank. So we'll click on new plan. And it's going to open up this page right here. Now, this is the basic information for the plan. It looks like a lot of stuff, but you can actually get through it pretty quickly. So the first thing that we're going to do, it's nice to enter the employer, right? So I think they like having me, the team likes having me work at Hot Topic. So that's where I'll work. Next thing we do is we go here and we're going to select the carrier. And so on selecting the carrier, we have them all under dot, so like dot Delta Dental. I'm going to select Delta Dental. And that's going to fill out a bunch of the information about where the claim gets sent. Group name and group number. I might not know if the person walks in and they don't have their card with them. I won't know that information. Very important right here, fee schedule. This is extremely important. This is a common mistake area. So under fee schedule, I want to make sure I choose the correct fee schedule. For PPO, which is what we're discussing today, we're going to go in here and they're all going to be at the top. They're going to have a period at the front, so they show up at the top. So I'm going to go over here, right here to Delta PPO. In this example, I'm assuming that I've got Delta Dental Insurance. So I select that fee schedule. Oops. Delta PPO. All right. And then over here, I might have the subscriber ID, I might have the effective dates, or I might not at this point. And that's okay. Really, what I'm trying to do right now is I've just finished my new patient interview. I've sent the patient to the back, and I have 15 minutes to deal with everything else that's going on in the office and get this information entered so that I can present a treatment plan to the patient with the insurance entered accurately. Again, the way that I do that, I'm going to go to the insurance company website, which we've talked about earlier. I'm going to go to the eligibility and benefits. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to get the percentages for each of the types of procedures. I'm going to get the annual max that the patient has. And then I am going to get the deductible. So in this case, it's a $2,000 annual max, a $50 deductible. So now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to begin to enter in this information. So in this right-hand side page, I'm going to basically just double click down here anywhere and it'll bring up this extra screen. And so on this screen that I go in here, I enter the annual max. Important we get that in. Deductible, important we get that in. Now, it's an adult that came in the door. Do I need to worry about the fluoride and sealants? Maybe not. They came in with some tooth pain, so I can skip through some of these things, right? Bite wings, FMX, exams. We do free exam and x-rays anyways. I can skip through some of these things. It's not important. Patient came in for pain. For now, I can skip ortho. I don't have, I'm not going to spend the time on it. I'm going to skip through it. What is important over here, this is my basic categories of insurance, so restorative, endo, perio, etc. I'm going to go in and I'm going to enter in these percentages. Right. So a lot of times, the standard plan is the 180/50 plan. That's what this defaults to. In this particular case, go back. They've got a better plan. So it's 100 on the diagnostic and preventative, 90 on the restorative, 90 on endo. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go 90 on restorative, 90 on endo, and then on perio, 90 to 100%. So it's probably going to be something like perio surgeries, etc., covered at 90%. Perio cleaning is going to be covered at 100%. And so then, and prost is covered at 60. Going back over here. Prost is covered at 60. 90. Now, here's a good thing to think about. On the perio side, it says 90 to 100%. So what do I put in? Do I put in 90? Do I put in 100? I'm probably on something like this. I'm going to default to the lower percentage. I'm going to go at the 90% rate because I would rather have the patient think that, oh, I need to pay this 10% copay, and then once we do the detail, oh, you know what, actually, your insurance covers that at 100%, you're good to go. As opposed to, hey, your insurance covers this at 100%, you're good to go. And then after this, the thing is done, then I have to go, oh, you know what, actually, you need to pay us 10% copay, right? So you have to think about that from a patient's perspective. All right, Prost is covered at 60%, ortho at 50%. So I'm going to enter these things in. 60%, 90%. So I'm entering in these major things here, the categories. Down here on the other benefits, here's where we can enter in individual items. And so for these, a lot of times, you'll see very specific procedures that are covered at different percentages. And so we can go in here and we can enter those in. So we can enter in a specific procedure code. So for example, if something is covered between 90 and 100%, and really it's most of the things are covered at 100%, but we figure, oh, this thing is covered at 90, we can go in here and enter that specific one covered at 90%. But at this point, again, normally if I'm here recording a video, but if I was here dealing with the patients, I'd be dealing with checking patients in, checking patients out, etc. I don't have to worry about that right now. I just enter in the major information like this. I click on OK. I click on OK. Subscriber ID, I'm going to put in the social security number. I click on OK. And the insurance is entered. Now, when we go in, I'm going to just enter in some dummy treatment here. Let me get to endo. Like that. I go over to my treatment plan. Now we can see the treatment is entered. The insurance is calculating properly. We've got an annual max of 2,000 that's entered in there. And for each of the procedures, it's the insurance has been entered correctly. If the doctor were to come and say, hey, this patient needs something very specific that is not kind of your basic root canal buildup, crown filling, SRP type of procedure, when the doctor comes over, I would then go back in and look for that particular procedure. So if even if I had to search for a specific procedure, I would go in here. So like, show me what, implants are covered at, do they cover precision attachments or, things like that, or bone graft with implants. So I'd go in here and I would say bone graft at time of implant. This procedure is not a benefit, right? Fee is the patient's response, 0% for the 6104, right? So then I could go in here, double click, and then down here, double click, and then I'm going to enter in the code D6104, 0%, right? Click on OK. Click on OK. And now it's saying, hey, if you enter 6104, bone graft replacement during implant, it's going to be covered at 0%. So now I know that my treatment plan is going to be done correctly. So again, in the office, in the moment, what we do is we get the basic information that gets us most of the procedures covered. And then if there's specific things that come up that need to be looked up individually, we can look those up and enter those individually. In the heat of the moment while we're here, we do not do the full breakdown for PPOs to enter those in. We do basically just what's required in order to get the treatment presented to the patient properly with the correct fees. And then oftentimes what we'll do is we'll leave a note either for ourselves or for the call center to do a full breakdown for the patient so that information gets entered in the computer.